Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. His name is Jesse Shule of JesseShule.com. We're back for our NBA betting edition on Tuesday, February 14th. For all you ladies out there that view our videos, thank you, number one. Number two, and more importantly, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you out there. And Jesse, how are you, my friend?
I got a bit of swagger in my step after the Super Bowl, my man. Hit some pretty nice winners there, especially on this show, actually.
Yeah. Our last two videos we did together on basketball, we've gone a combined 5-0 because the one we did with Sean last week, we went 3-0 combined there. And then Friday, we cashed in both of our college basketball plays on the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast as Jesse had the Xavier game under. And I can't recall what I had. I know it was a winner. So in any event, you can check the archives. We had a pretty good week last week with our basketball picks, and we plan on continuing that today. The Super Bowl, I know that me and Doug commented on that a lot. I'm assuming you were on Kansas City then?
I had Kansas City for the side. I had the under, but the big profit came with the props. I was 7-1 overall with my props.
Very nice.
If you include the props I gave out on this show and all the other shows I'm on. But the big prop was that Joe Burrow to lead the league in passing in the playoffs at 8-1. That one really pushed everything over the top. Yeah. Always nice to hit a plus 800 bet.
Yep. Those will expedite your bankroll considerably. Those 8-1. So good for you, Jesse. Congratulations. Well deserved. And as always, a great job. All right. So we're going to be talking two NBA games today. Golden State at the LA Clippers. I'll be talking about Jesse, Boston at Milwaukee. Both of these games will be part of the TNT nationally televised doubleheader tonight. So a watch and win special for you. And Jesse, before we get to you real quickly, folks, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You're watching, you like sports betting, and you have a passion for it, and you like to listen to guys who actually know what they're talking about and just not spouting out a free pick in a 2-minute video where you could learn a little bit along the way as well. This is your ticket. Subscribe. You'll see an OSGA button right there at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and just hover over that, and a subscribe button will come up. Click on that, and also then click on your notification bell, and you will be alerted immediately upon any of our Winner's Circle Sports Betting podcasts on this channel being published. So you don't have to keep coming back and forth, folks. That's the story there. We don't do it live because we all have a flexible schedule. So we do these pre-records, and the main gist of where we could be found is at the OSGA YouTube channel, where all our archives are right there for you to view. Again, if you didn't hit that notification bell or you don't choose to. In any event, Jesse, you're going to be taking a look at the real good matchup here between the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. And I guess Jason Tatum will be playing, obviously, but his sidekick, Jaylen Brown, who averages over 26 points a game, will not be. Right now, we're looking at Milwaukee as an 8.5-point favorite, I believe. And the total in this game, which you're going to be focusing in on, is 226. Take it away, my friend.
Well, Ross, on paper, this looks like a great matchup between the two best teams in the Eastern Conference. However, with no Smart, no Brown, Tatum's a little banged up. Robert Williams and Grant Williams both listed as day-to-day. And it's only a couple days before the All-Star break. A team like Boston coming in here with a thin lineup, banged up. I'm not sure how much they're going to have to give and how seriously they're going to take this matchup. And the same could be said for the Bucks. I mean, Giannis is listed as probable, so really we expect him to play. I do like the Bucks here, but I'm not looking at the side. I'm looking at the total. The Bucks have some injuries as well. Jay Crowder not going to play. Bobby Portis probably not going to play, as is Pat Connaughton. So they're going to be thin as well. And what I see here is I see two teams with thin lineups that can't afford to get in foul trouble, can't afford to foul out, which means less defense, less intensity on defense. If you can't afford to foul, you're not going to bring it on defense as the same way as you will if you have backups behind you that can come in when you get in foul trouble. But that isn't the case for these teams tonight. The last time these two teams faced each other was on Christmas Day. Boston won that game 139 to 118. The total was listed at 227.5. Tonight's total is a little lower, 226. The over is 14-5 in the Bucks' last 19 at home, and the over is 7-2 in the Celtics' last 9 at Milwaukee. And like I said, Ross, I think a couple days before the All-Star break, don't expect either of these teams to be at their best. Don't expect them to bring that level of intensity you get in the middle of the regular season and probably coming out of the All-Star break as we get close to the playoffs. I think people have All-Star weekend on their mind.
Oh, absolutely. And for both teams, in terms of injuries, if somebody's on the fence, whether they could play or not, why not rest them at this point and not take any chances and give them time to heal, not only tonight, but over the All-Star break as well, and come back after the All-Star break to make that final push. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great matchup. And then you look at the line, and Milwaukee's -8.5, and that tells you a lot. In terms of Boston's players' availability. Jason Tatum is a great player, but like you said, he's still a little banged up, even though it doesn't show the way he's played in the last couple Games. But, Jaylen Brown is a huge loss, and the Marcus Smart, you're missing your best defensive player. I'm all for it. Boston, Milwaukee, over the total of 226. From Jesse Shule of jesseshule.com. My game is Golden State at the LA Clippers, 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. That's the second game of the TNT doubleheader with Jesse's matchup, Boston, Milwaukee opening the show. Right now, the Clippers an 8.5-point favorite, and the total is 226.5. As we well know, it's Stephen Curry is now. This will be the fifth game the Warriors will be playing without him, as he's got an injured leg and he's out for an indefinite period of time at this point. But Golden State coming off a 135-126 home win over Washington last night. So Golden State, when playing with no rest and off a home win this year, has gone 3-0 to the under. The average total in those three games, 231.5. And there was a combined 217 points scored per game. The LA Clippers, a real oddity here, Jesse. One team is playing with no rest in Golden State, and the other, the LA Clippers, will be playing on 4 days rest. So 3 days rest, excuse me. And they're coming off back-to-back losses, besides both of those coming at home. So this homestand hasn't exactly started in stellar fashion for the Clippers. However, this is a Clippers team that's played 6-0 to the under this year at home, following back-to-back losses. And those 6 games had an average total of 224.8. There was 208.2 points scored per game. So well over 16 points per game. All 6 of those contests have gone under on average. And also the LA Clippers have been a huge underplay at home all year at 21-5-2. They are 13-2-1 to the under in conference home games when they face fellow Western Conference teams. And to me, Golden State, LA Clippers, under 226.5 is my play. And Jesse Shule, he likes the Milwaukee and Boston game to go over the total of 226. Your final thoughts, Jesse?
Just you got to worry about Steve Kerr resting players in the back end of a back-to-back. And I did notice the last couple times the Warriors were playing on back-to-back nights and they rested players, they seemed to come out with a strategy of bombs away from three-point range and let's just see if we're going to hit them all. And that can work both ways. Probably most of the time you're not going to hit them. Like you said, the Clippers are a lot better defensively than some of the other teams they'll be playing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to hit those 3-point shots. I mean, they're coming off a game last night. They shot over 60%. If you look at the Warriors in recent games, they've been over 50% or better in like 5 of their last 7, somewhere along those lines. Don't quote me on that exactly. But they've been shooting the ball extremely well. So that puts my antennas up why this total is only 226.5. But then you can make the case that the LA Clippers have played to the under in the majority of their home games this year, and especially so against Western Conference opposition. Okay, so there you go, folks. You got 2 huge NBA winners for free, as Jesse likes the Boston-Milwaukee game over 226, and I like the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors to go under 226.5. Jesse, tell the folks where you prefer they find you, what you may have coming up, how you been doing.
Well, Ross, something that often is overlooked is soccer. And over the weekend on Saturday, I gave out a play on a soccer match in the English Premier League, and I predicted the final score of 1-1. The game ended 1-1, Ross. On Sunday, I gave out another soccer play, and I predicted a final score of 3-1. Guess what the final score was?
3-1.
And then on Monday, yesterday, I predicted a final score of 2-0, and it was 2-0. And of course, I'm predicting the winner in all those matches as well. So that's a pretty good 3 for 3 on soccer over the last 3 days. You definitely want to look forward to my soccer plays this weekend, and you can find them at jesseshul.com, and you can find me at Jesse Shul on Twitter.
There you go. jesseshul.com is where you can find this great handicapper. And trust me, folks, he's been on fire since the start of the 2022 calendar year and well beyond that as well. Jesse's a former handicapper over at covers.com who no longer sells picks anymore. And we're fortunate to have him on this site. So you could find me at rbwins.com. That's rbwins.com. My single game and daily game packages are all guaranteed there. If you don't win, you don't make a profit, I will credit your account the exact amount of your purchase price. You can use it toward any purchase, any which way you like, anytime you like. So again, that's rbwins.com, Jesse at jesseshul.com. I'll be back tomorrow morning with Mr. Jesse Shul, Mr. Sean Higgs, and myself, as we'll be talking college basketball, 3 college basketball free picks tomorrow morning. Until the next time, for Jesse Shul and Ross Benjamin, take care and God bless, folks.